My guest is Lou Mosca. If you have a question about your business, if you're struggling with a particular issue, call us at 1-844-WHARTON. That's 844-942-7866. Let's take a call right now. Philip in New Jersey. Welcome to Mind Your Business.
Hi, this is Philip, and I wanted to ask you guys, I have a small family business. We're about 100 people. My brother and I are partners in it. And as we've evolved, we're now looking to set up for the first time a board of advisors. And I'd like to hear from you guys if you have any suggestions or advice in terms of, A, how to go about that process, B, what type of characteristics or individuals or roles should we be looking for, and C, what should occur during these quarterly board meetings. I have some ideas, but I'd like to hear from you guys.
Lou, thoughts?
Sure. So, Philip, I think that's a great question, and more importantly, I think it's a great strategy. I think almost every business, once you get past a certain level, or even when you start, should have a board of advisors, which is totally different than a board of directors. Correct? Totally different than a board of directors. So,
Lou, tell us what the difference is.
Well, board of directors, you need approval from. Take action. I mean, they're actually supposed to set the path, approve the path the CEO wants to take, ownership wants to take. Normally, a board of directors requires a vote, and you need their approval for major decisions. Maybe any capex over $50,000, maybe an acquisition, but you need board of director approval. Here, you have two owners. They want to remain independent, but typically, what a board of advisors is exactly that. It's just people that will you can bounce ideas off of. They've got experience, and you're looking for input, but you're not obligated to follow. That's typically a board of advisors. I love boards of advisors, and I think most owners should have them. But I think you need to surround yourself with extraordinary talent to do it, and you need to be prepared to pay them for that talent. So, I don't know what you got in mind. I don't know what your philosophy is, Philip, right? I don't know what your philosophy is, why you want to do this, but is this something you and your brother are struggling to make decisions together? What's actually going on?
So where we're at on it is we're a 45-year-old company, and this is my 18th year. Like I said, it's a family business. My brother's 16th. And we've evolved. We've grown. We have a very strong executive team. We're very strategic, meeting off-site quarterly, weekly with our executive team, making sure that we're moving forward on our initiatives. And at this point also, we're looking for exploring this idea of having people bring us outside expertise, challenging us, bringing new ideas that maybe our internal team might not have considered, as well as holding us accountable to hitting those initiatives or these new ones.
Well, I think that, Lauren, if you don't mind, I don't mind. I don't think a board of advisors is going to so much hold you accountable. I think they will challenge you, and they can challenge you on how you think. They might chastise you. They might pat you on the back. But what you want from a board of advisors is direct conversation, because they're not dependent on you to make a living. So if your executive team and yourselves as owners are going in one direction or another, you want people to be able to sit around a table with you once a month, once a quarter, whatever you choose, to say, hey, Philip, why are you guys doing this? Have you thought about? But they're not going to tell you that they don't have approval process. You guys have approval process. That's the difference between advisors and a board of directors. However, I think there's extraordinary value in having a board of advisors. And I think to me, I always encourage my clients, if they're going to do that, I really don't want on my board of advisors my CPA and my attorney. They're dependent on me. I don't want them to be my board of advisors. I'd rather surround myself with a solid marketing executive in the community, maybe a solid manufacturing executive in the community, maybe a retired military executive, someone that went up the ranks in the military, people that can listen objectively, give me feedback objectively, and not be dependent on me to make a living and pay their bills.
How do you find those people, Lou?
It's a job. Everything we do is a job, right? So, You can do what other people do. You can hire a recruiting firm to do that for you. You can post something on ZipRecruiter and draft it yourself. If someone needs help drafting that, I'll actually help them do it. I would imagine if you've been in business, I think you said 47, 48 years, and you've been there 19 years, you know people that you don't do business with that have had extraordinary success in whatever their industry is. That industry doesn't have to be pertinent to you. That industry has to be, that person's experience and their success needs to be something you want to draw upon. You want to be challenged by good people. It's like when, Michael Jordan wanted to play basketball against the best. He didn't want to play against the weakest. So you want to put the best people around you in an advisory capacity that you're going to share your financial information with. But more importantly, you're going to share your plans, your execution, your strategies, your direction, whatever you're looking to accomplish to try and get feedback. And you can find those people out there. And a lot of times, if they're, semi-retired or just retired, and they still want to be in the game a little bit, but they've sort of gotten out of the daily, rat race and the things that we do every day, they might be in perfect sweet spot for you because they're not looking for a lot of money and they still have a lot to offer.
Philip, here's one other thought. I've had a lot of interaction through the years with an organization in Dayton, Ohio called Aileron, Aileron. That's an aviation term. I didn't know that until I heard about the organization. A lot of people do know that. But it's a really great organization. It was started by Clay Mathill, the guy who founded, or didn't found, but took over Imes pet food company very early and built it into a billion-dollar business and sold it to P&G. And they believe very strongly that having this kind of board is essential to a successful business. And they have a program to help business owners to find advisors, create such a board. They monitor the whole process. They'll even introduce you to potential advisors who you might want to put on your board. I strongly encourage you to check it out if that sounds at all interesting to you. Philip, thank you for your phone call. Really appreciate it. If you've got a question about your business, we're at 1-844-WHARTON. That's 1-844-942-7866.